This is Dave Erb from Dave's Ultimate Automotive in Austin, Texas, and we were talking about checking and adding power steering fluid. Power steering fluid is what runs your power steering system, helps you assist in your steering, makes it much easier. This is done with hydraulic rams and a pump, commonly referred to as a power steering rack and pump on most cars. Usually the fluid reservoir will be either on the pump or a remote reservoir, which is what we have in this case. Will be marked, will either say power steering on top or power steering fluid, or have a picture of steering wheel, something of that nature. You want to be aware that most vehicles use just a generic standard power steering fluid. Some vehicles, like Honda, have their own specific fluid, and if you don't use that fluid, the system won't run right. So make sure that you check your owner's manual for proper fluid types. When you're checking your fluid, what you're looking for is level and color. In this case, we have a reservoir that has a high and low marked on the side of it. Some cases, you'll have a lid that comes off like this, and have a little stick that comes off will also show the high and low. You want to do this fluid check with your vehicle off. If you do determine that it needs fluid, you just simply add it to the reservoir. In this case, we'll use the regular fluid. You might want to use a funnel. If you have a steady hand, you don't really need a funnel in this case. You just add a little bit till it gets up to the proper line. You can see this fluid is nice and clear, almost a tan look to it. If you find that the fluid in the reservoir is dark, that indicates that some of the rubber components inside the system are starting to deteriorate, get into the fluid. That's what can shorten the life of these components. Recommend changing the fluid every 30,000 miles. That'll greatly extend the life of the power steering components and make it work much better. And that is checking and adding power steering fluid.